Can't believe we're here for this 10th season
I know.
of Southern Charm.
It's crazy.
Crazy. What is this? And this is your fifth? Right?
Actually, my fourth, I think.
Fourth, okay.
Yeah.
Any surprises? Or does anything surprise you anymore when it
Not
comes
anymore.
to this group?
Honestly, this group is, it's a wild one, but we keep evolving. Like, I think it's going to be one of our best yet.
Yeah. Well, how so?
Well, for me personally, I feel like you're going to get to see a side that I open up more in my home life and, 2 years married.
Yeah.
So there's a few bumps in the road, but we come out on top, and I'm sure people will be able to relate to what's going on in my life. And it'll be completely, I'm not just cussing people out this time. Let's just say a little bit.
A little bit. We always have to cuss out a little bit, right?
Yeah.
What have these past 2 years been like for you?
I mean, honestly, like, I feel bad saying it, but I feel like I'm living like my best life. I'm super happy. A lot of people don't want to hear that. They want to hear like the bad things going on. But it's been wonderful. I couldn't have asked for a better partner.
That's great. What were some of these bumps in the road that maybe we're going to see?
Well, I don't want to give too much away, but it's an emotional year for us.
Okay.
So losing my father and then dealing with my husband and things like that. It'll be good.
It'll be good.
It comes out good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right. But did it almost make you stronger then as a couple, kind of dealing with these bumps that you kind of go through?
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I do find that showing your life on reality TV, it's like you kind of just have to go with it and hope for support on the other end because, I mean, it's real life. It's my reality.
Yeah. That had to be a big learning curve for him, too, because, putting your whole self out there is probably not always easy coming into a new marriage and things like that and being like, okay, well, now everybody's going to be here to judge me.
Right. Well, and he didn't sign up for this. So I just obviously am very protective over him and Hudson. And that's kind of where I feel like I'll always be. So as long as nobody comes into that, I'm good to go.
We're good to go.
Yeah.
Now, is he still working in California? Was that?
He lives in Charleston, but goes back and forth. Yeah.
Goes back and forth. And how does that dynamic work for you guys?
It works great for me. Yeah. Like, he's at work right now, and I'm at work, and we'll meet in the middle in 3 days, and it'll be like. Yeah.
It's like the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it really is. Not like a part-time husband, but kind of.
Hey, whatever works. Do you feel like he will make the full-time jump to Charleston? Or, like you said, this is working for you guys now?
Yeah, I mean, he's actually super close to retirement. I mean, so we're not going to mess that up.
No,
and
definitely
so
not.
it's not,
You say in the trailer that you're afraid to lose him this season. I know, like you said, you can't really give too much away, but is there any context that you can give to that? Does it have to do with those bumps in the road?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I know I don't want to give you too much away because then I'll be like, what was the point of watching this?
Right.
It's just a lot. Let's just say a lot happened in the last year, and unfortunately, I had a camera in my face at that time, so I'm trying to adapt to feeling those emotions, but then also sharing my story. And,
Yeah. Was there ever a point that you thought, like, oh no, maybe this might not work?
I mean, I think that every season.
Sure.
But,
Yeah. Do you?
Yeah. I mean, there's always like a little hiccup. It seems to always work out.
I'm so sorry about your dad.
Thank you.
And it had to be really difficult to just do that on camera as well, too.
Yeah, because that was super fresh. So we started filming kind of as I was grieving at that point.
Yeah. How's your son doing?
Good.
Yeah?
He's good. He's 12 going on 20.
Wow.
I know.
How do you feel about having a almost teenager in the house?
Well, there's days that I hate it and days that I love it. We've grown up together. I had him at such a young age, but I just, every moment I cherish. I love it.
Yeah.
He's my best friend.
Yeah.
Really.
Is there anything that scares you about this next teenage chapter?
He's a very sweet, kind-hearted kid. Yeah. Like, I mean, he wins an award, I swear, every month for Student of the Month. And I'm like, are you sick of being so good? He's like, not at all, But
it's okay, you can mess up a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes I get a little smart mouth or a side eye, and he reins it back in.
Yeah, he reins back in. One of my, as a mom as well, one of my not favorite moments last season, but one of the most maybe relatable moments from last season is when you really helped him after he was getting bullied at school and things like that, or went through that fight. Do we see those kind of moments again this season for you?
Not this season. I mean, we got a punching bag and put it out in the garage. Honestly, like, that was something that nobody's ever really talked about or prepared you for, I don't think, at least in my circle. And so I had to handle that the best that I could. I hated to see him upset. And like I said, he's just a kind heart. So he's sweet, but I tell him, I'm like, be a little bit more like mom, but not too much like mom.
Right. I got to rub off on you a little bit.
I know. I was like, where did you come from?
Well, it's a testament to you.
Yeah,
it really is. And I think we spoke to you, our team spoke to you at Bravo Fan Fest and said that he has given you permission to start trying for a baby.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like this is the right time for him?
I'm really not sure. I mean, we've been talking about this for like a year now. So one day he just put his hand on my shoulder and he goes, Mom, I'm ready. And I was like, oh, you're ready? He's like, yeah, you can have a baby now. I was like, oh, thank goodness. I was like, okay, now I actually can do this.
Yeah.
So.
Were you waiting for him to kind of?
Wink, wink, yes.
Wink, wink, yes. Yeah, right.
I was waiting for him.
Yeah, waiting for him. And do you feel like you're ready now, too?
I mean, I don't know if you'll ever be ready.
No.
My mom always says, like, you're never going to be rich enough. You're never going to be prepared, to the fullest. But I think it's just one of those things that the outcome is wonderful. Yeah. I'm not the best pregnant person. I'm not going to lie.
Right.
It's not my favorite thing.
Same here.
But, I know what I get at the end of the day. So.
Sure. Well, I know you had a tough pregnancy the first time around, too,
I
right?
did, yeah.
So does that scare you about getting back into that?
Absolutely. I mean, pregnancy is scary. I know moms get credit, but not enough credit.
Yeah. How do you feel about going back to that newborn? I'm sure now you don't even remember it. It's probably such a blur.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, 12 years ago, like the things that they have now, I don't even know where to start.
Sure.
I'll be starting over. I'll need all the advice I can get.
Yes, totally. Could you imagine still doing the show with a newborn?
Yeah. I mean, I think actually I could totally do that. Because then we can watch it later on in the years. I'm like, remember when? I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Right,
definitely. How does this season, besides everything going on in your personal life, how did it feel different this season?
Well, I mean, I don't really cry a lot.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if ever, except when Hudson got hurt. Yeah. But there's a lot of crying. It's super messy in a way, but we have some new cast, and I think that they're a great addition. So I like to hear all the drama that they have too.
Right. What do you feel like they bring to the show?
I mean, they're also pretty. Yeah. Like, I mean, Ryan and Molly and Sally, and fresh meat. They're young, they're good. I brought all three of them in, so we'll see.
Who do you feel like stirs the pot the most this season?
Sally.
It seems like it. It seems like she and Taylor kind of go at it a little bit this season. Yeah.
Well, when we were trying to figure out like who's a friend in Charleston that we can introduce, they were like, Madison, we need a Madison, but doesn't have the husband and the kids yet. I was like, bingo.
Sally.
Yeah, Sally. I know. I don't know if she'll take that as a compliment or not.
Right. When I spoke to Taylor, she said a goal for her this season was to kind of mend the friendships with the girls. Do you feel like she did that?
Yeah. I mean, I think that Taylor has kind of always kept to herself, at least more so now.
Yeah.
Which is, it's sad. I don't want her to feel that way, but, we all are walking on eggshells with the group.
Yeah. Why so?
Well, can we trust her? Can we not?
Yeah.
But, that just comes with time.
Sure. Do you trust her now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as I can throw her now. I can throw her pretty far. No. Right. I can trust her.
Yeah. What did you make of her kind of setting these boundaries with Shep? And do you think that they're going to stick? Because we see that she's blocked him. She's kind of doesn't let her new boyfriend kind of interact with him at all. What do you think about her finally kind of setting those boundaries?
Well, honestly, when she says that she's doing this out of the respect for her current relationship, I respect that.
Yeah.
So I think that that's her main thing. Whether she would probably talk to him if she was single, but she's not, so she's thinking of someone else.
Yeah. Do you think this is a good relationship for her to be in? Have you met her boyfriend and things like that?
I've said hello, but I not enough to have a huge judgment on that.
Yeah. What do you think about Shep going to Costa Rica, having this, psychedelic evaluation?
I feel like he had psychedelic valuations every weekend in Charleston, so I don't know what's any different.
Did you notice a difference in him at all?
So we just left Fan Fest, and he was really good.
That's good.
Now, I did offer my glam team to, put some moisturizer on him and make him look nice. Yeah, make sure he didn't look hungover, but he seemed actually really good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do you feel like he should have just got sober after
After BravoCon?
BravoCon, sorry,
I think all of us should have been sober at some point,
Right.
but that probably would have been best.
Yeah.
But he seems to be able to do a little bit of both,
Bit of both.
you know.
What can you kind of tease about this romance that he gets himself into in the Bahamas?
Let's just say I enjoy the ending. That's all I can give.
You're like, I like to sit back and watch this unfold.
Well, and that's the thing, you know, Shep and I have this relationship where at this point we can kind of just poke fun at each other, even if it's like me bringing up things I've said in the past.
Sure.
And he doesn't take offense to it because he's actually kind of the same way.
Right.
So, you know, I definitely poke him a little bit this season, especially when I see a girl that I don't know likes him as much as he likes her.
Right.
So, you know, I have fun. He's meddled in my relationships.
Sure,
so
yes.
Back at you.
Payback.
Yeah.
Was she a stalker?
I don't think so. I think he would have loved if she was. Yeah.
He got a taste of his own medicine a little bit, it seems like.
Yeah, definitely.
What did you make of kind of Craig and Austin taking a major step back from Shep when he maybe needed them the most?
I think it was much needed for Shep to kind of realize that he won't have these relationships in his corner anymore if he acts the way he does. So I understand what they're saying, and I think that Shep at the bottom line took that into consideration and is just constantly doing better. So.
Yeah. So you have noticed a little bit of a difference.
A little bit. Yeah.
Let
me ask me after this weekend.
Right? I think probably ask you probably 3 years ago, and you'd probably never say that you and Austin would be friends.
Yeah.
But people love to see this friendly banter that the two of you have.
Yeah.
Is it refreshing to you? Do you enjoy it? If the cameras weren't around, do you think you'd still even be talking to one another?
Probably not, but I will say we should have always just been friends.
Sure.
Like it just fits, you know. Like I think of him as like I do one of my girlfriends. Like we just have that banter. He loves the beauty advice, the hair, the makeup. He is very involved in that. So, yeah, I mean, it's crazy to believe that we actually are friends now. So,
yeah. What do you think of his girlfriend, Audrey?
Pookinator or whatever he's. Pookie.
Did he have pet names for you like that?
No, and for good reason. But actually, she's sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, she's very sweet. And we joke around because he's like, Madison, I think I found my Brett. Okay. And I was like, okay, let's not push it. But she is more reserved. She's quiet.
Okay.
I have nothing but good things to say about her.
Did she fit in well with the group, or was it kind of like a whirlwind for her, kind of being thrust into this?
Yeah, she fit in well because she's quiet.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
You know?
Yeah. Doesn't want to stir the pot too much.
No.
Yeah.
So she's playing it smart.
Yeah. Is she a better fit than Olivia was for him? Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I would say so.
Leva kind of brings up in the first episode that there may have been some other girls in the mix when Austin and Audrey got together. Does that become a point of contention this season? And did you hear about that as well?
Well, I mean, not to take up for Austin, but I mean, he's not married.
Sure.
So, like, if he was talking to a few girls before it got serious with this girl, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like he's some kind of like huge commitment guy.
Right.
So, like, let him do whatever he wants. And then when he decides, you know, it'll be indefinite.
Definitely. So. Were you disappointed that Olivia wasn't back this season?
Yeah. I mean, we were like kind of just exploring being close. So I don't think we had that full experience to being like, you know, best friends or anything, but let's just say I was very surprised.
Yeah. Or have you reached out to her at all? Have the two of you spoken since reunion?
Yes. So we've spoken since then, but not very often. I think that, you know, at the end of the day, she got her happy ending.
Yeah, she did.
And, you know, maybe Austin is good luck Chuck. I mean,
maybe he is.
So I don't think she's upset about it.
Yeah. It's, you know, when I talked to Taylor, she said that Olivia reached out to her too. So it seems like maybe that friendship could get back on track as well. Yeah.
I doubt it.
I doubt, Right. And it was also interesting that Taylor said that, you know, she and Austin don't really have that friendship anymore. I mean, kind of makes sense, but that they don't owe each other anything. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if they were just friends from the very beginning, why wouldn't you just remain friends then?
Interesting.
I'm not a therapist or anything, but this is feeling like the spot.
We're on the couch.
Can we lay down?
Seriously. Tell me all your feelings.
Yeah, seriously.
That's funny. Some big news came out before the show even got started with JT announcing that he was quitting the show, you had the best response ever with the smallest man that ever lived.
How did you know I was talking about him?
I mean, so were you shocked by that?
Well, a little shocked because, you know, he would run around with that idea throughout the season, and I think
that he was quitting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, come on, we all say that at least like twice a season. But, you know, I think we're going to be just fine.
Yeah.
You know, he seems to always impress me, but not in a good way.
Okay. Yeah. So did he really call Patricia a bitch?
You know, that TBT.
Yeah.
But I believe he did.
Yeah.
And either way, we get him for it.
Oh, I'm sure. You don't cross that line at all.
No.
Yeah. Was that maybe one of the reasons why he decided to take a step back?
Well, I think it became more of this, like, you know, he caught the house on fire and then stepped away when everyone had a reaction and not a good one. You know, he was no longer wanted in the group. Yeah. Like, this is about a group of people that are friends or trying to be friends. And I feel like from the very beginning, he had a motive to be the villain.
Right. Yeah. He kind of came in with that villain attitude.
Yeah. So he realized really quick that wasn't going to last.
No.
Yeah.
But do you hope that at least he comes back for the reunion to kind of explain himself?
Either way, it will be a good one. But yes, please.
Right.
Yeah. I still have questions that I want to ask.
Right. So. Yeah. I mean, Taylor kind of said to me that it was the coward's way out. Do you agree?
The Karen's way out?
The coward.
Oh. He's a Karen too. Yeah, coward. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the best way to describe it.
Sure.
It's like when things start to get tough, you can't just walk away. Because, I mean, that's what this show is, you know. It's or any show, really.
Yeah.
It's tough.
The Vanita thing surprised me.
Yeah, me too.
What did you make of that? Did you see that come? I mean, I don't know if there's a romantic thing going on between them in the beginning of the season, but they kind of alludes to the fact that maybe it happens.
You know, I think that the two of them in their own ways are flirts, but I just never saw that together. I mean, I think so highly of Vanita, and I just maybe thought,
don't think highly of.
I was just like, what are you doing, Vanita? Don't do that.
Don't do it. Stay far away.
But then also supporting a friend who is feeling some type of way. I'm really not the one to like crush her dreams if that's what she was thinking at the time. But I will be the one to be like, I told you that wasn't going to work out, but I was just waiting. So.
You're just waiting to see what happens.
Yes.
Another point of contention this season seems to be the relationship between Shep, Craig, and Austin, and especially maybe Austin and Craig. It feels like that they think that maybe he's getting a little, you know, not hot-headed, I want to say, a little big-headed when it comes to his business.
Yeah.
How do you kind of perceive that?
I mean, I think Craig is finally a full adult, and that's what we're seeing. Like, he's no longer a boy. He's like becoming a man, and I think that the other two are still stuck in their boyish ways. So it's hard for them to kind of feel like they're losing their friend. But I think over time, when they get on the same, I don't want to say level, that's far, as Craig, but I think that, maybe when they settle down and find somebody that they want to spend their life with and their perfect business, that they'll also feel that way.
Yeah. So. Are you surprised that Craig has not proposed to Paige yet?
Well, I mean, who wants to get rejected? But I don't, not that he would. No, I just think that they clearly probably have that conversation. And if when they're ready, she'll tell him, like, and I think that day he would probably go get a ring and propose. So
you think it's the fear of rejection?
Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to, knowing that if you have someone who's like, maybe not quite yet.
Right, yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah.
I feel like they are definitely fully committed to one another, but they want to make sure that it's the right time.
Yeah, I think when she gives him the 100% green light, you know, what if they were actually even married and we didn't even know?
No, that's true. But I'm sure she has that ring picked out. She's going to send him exactly what she wants.
I know. She tried on mine, but we both agreed it just looked too small.
Oh, poor Craig.
I know. Don't ask me.
Yeah. How's your relationship with Craig? Because it's obviously ebbed and flowed over the years.
Yeah. Well, so Craig and I have known each other longer than the show's even been on.
Yeah.
So I would say, you know, we're like brother, sister. Like we just kind of, we'll fight, we get over it, but deep down, like I'm so proud of him and I feel like he's proud of me. And we're just two adults just growing up.